Title: They Said I Was Paranoid. Now I'm Changing the World. I remember every cruel word, every look of disbelief, every sneer aimed at me when I told them I was going to revolutionize mental health with my acoustic research. "You're wasting your time," my father snapped, voice thick with condescension. "You're chasing fantasies. You're an embarrassment to this family." My mother shook her head, eyes clouded with worry. My siblings laughed, calling me a dreamer, a fool, someone who'd never amount to anything. And deep down, I believed them. They branded me paranoid when I uncovered the corruption at the city's renowned Acoustic Research Institute, a maze of lies and cover-ups that silenced the painful truths about how certain experiments harmed vulnerable people. I exposed the truth, risking everything to shed light on it. But instead of praise, I got discredited. I was labeled paranoid, unstable, a conspiracy theorist. They dismissed my integrity, my work, my passion. They made me feel small, insignificant, a joke. For years I let their words echo in my mind. I buried my dreams beneath the weight of their contempt. I became a ghost in my own life, an acoustic researcher who was told her voice was worthless. But beneath that silence, something stubborn refused to die. A flicker of defiance burned in my chest. I knew I couldn't let their labels define me. So I walked away from the chaos of the Institute and channeled my obsession into something new, something revolutionary. I started designing silent meditation pods, spaces of pure tranquility where the mind could heal without distraction or noise. At first, I faced mockery. My peers called them money-making gimmicks, overpriced gimmicks for rich wellness junkies. I heard the ridicule echo through the corridors of scientific conferences, whispers behind my back. But I kept going, because I knew what I was creating was more than a business. It was a movement. It was hope, a refuge where mental health struggles could find peace. Slowly, my pods began to transform lives. People with anxiety, depression, PTSD. They found solace inside my silent sanctuaries. Word spread. Funding came. The technology grew more advanced. Years later, I stood on the cusp of that dream. An innovator whose work was finally recognized as groundbreaking. The silent meditation pods had evolved into a pioneering mental health ecosystem, an entire landscape of healing technology that integrated sound therapy, biofeedback, and adaptive environments. The once dismissive scientists now hailed my work as revolutionary. I'd proved them wrong, not just through success, but through impact. And then came the day I returned home, the place I left so broken and mocked. My family had long since dismissed me as a lost cause, a fool chasing illusions. I hadn't seen them in years, not until I had something tangible to show for my perseverance. I drove up the familiar winding road, my heart pounding, a mixture of anticipation and unshakable certainty. I parked in front of the house that once echoed with their condescension. I stepped out, dressed differently, my face composed but my eyes alive with purpose. They answered the door, faces painted with surprise and curiosity, then quickly flickering into a mix of skepticism and suspicion when I announced I was there to show them something. I led them to the backyard, where the barren, cracked land had once been a symbol of neglect and hopelessness. Now I had transformed it into a lush, thriving ecosystem, an oasis born from the very principles I'd pioneered. Quiet resilience, harmony, the power of nature to heal. I activated the system I'd built, an intricate network of sensors, soundless plant irrigation, and biofeedback stations, all designed to restore the land and, metaphorically, our fractured minds. Within moments, they saw it, the barren earth turning green, flowers blooming in silent defiance of neglect. Birds chirped softly, butterflies danced, life reborn where there was once only dust and despair. I turned to face them. "This is what your doubt nearly kept me from achieving," I said, voice steady but trembling with emotion. "This is the result of believing in something impossible. My work with silent spaces, with healing, it's not a gimmick. It's the future of mental health, and I didn't give up when you told me I was crazy." I knew I was onto something real. Their faces, once full of sneers, now flickered with a mixture of shame and awe. My father looked away, unable to meet my gaze. My mother's eyes glistened, perhaps recognizing her own doubts, long buried. My siblings looked on in stunned silence, realizing that their words had only built walls I had to tear down. And in that moment, I felt a profound shift inside me, a culmination of years of silent struggle, of resilience in the face of mockery. I saw how far I'd come, not just in success, but in reclaiming my voice, my purpose. This wasn't just about proving to myself that perseverance, even in the face of overwhelming opposition, could forge miracles. That silence, once seen as weakness, could be a powerful force for healing and transformation. As I watched my land flourish, I understood something essential. Our greatest setbacks often become the fertile ground for our most extraordinary triumphs. The doubts, the ridicule, they were the soil from which my resilience grew. I turned back to my family, feeling a strange sense of peace, a quiet confidence that I had finally earned my place, not just in the world's eyes, but in my own. They saw what I'd become, and I knew, deeply, that this was their lesson too. It's never too late to rewrite your story, to turn silence into symphony, doubt into conviction. And I left that day knowing I had not only changed my life, but had planted the seeds of hope for others. Because sometimes the most profound transformation begins when we refuse to listen to the voices that tell us we're not enough. We just need to find that one voice inside, our own, that whispers, "You can." That's the real victory. That's the true revolution. And I won't let go of it.